Hi everybody, this is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. I want to tell you a story about myself. Maybe you guys know a little bit about it, maybe you don't, depending on when you became a follower of mine and began to watch my videos. And this does work with what we are actually experiencing here. So it works out. It's probably, and yes, I can feel it already coming up. Going to make me cry or make me feel it's going to take me to a time of my life where it was really bothersome and very painful. I grew up being a babysitter, and I believe I began babysitting children by the time I was 9. I was very mature for my age, and please don't think that my parents were bad parents. It was just I had older brothers and sisters, and we traveled a lot, being that my dad was in the military, and I was just very, very mature. And, back in the day, is what we always call it, the kids were, we grew up a little differently than the children do today. And it's not saying that anything is wrong. Times change. Kids develop differently, and so the way that society was back when I was growing up in my type of community anyway, there was nothing wrong with children babysitting children. Most of the children were already pretty mature, responsible, and so please don't take that as anything, an insult against my parents or my upbringing. I had great parents, or I love my parents, and I love how I was mature and I was very responsible. So, but because of, and that has nothing to do with anything. So, because I was actually sexually abused early on in my childhood, and several times, and then a couple of times in my teen years. So that pattern of sexual abuse was an indication. And I made from the very first time that it happened to me as a young girl, and I guess it also happened when I was 9. So, and I made a decision then that I was never going to have a child. I never was going to have a child, and because I didn't want my child to go through this type of pain. It wasn't just that I was sexually abused, but it was also I didn't have the adult authority who believed in what I was talking about. Even though, I didn't know how to explain what was happening, being I was young and never, of course, knew anything about sex. Very mature, but very innocent. Okay? So anyway, I never wanted to have a child, and when I became pregnant, I was 19, so I had my son by the time I was 20. I was really terrified of being pregnant. But I knew I was never going to abort my child. This is something that I also believed in. No matter what, this child was my gift, or a gift, and I did not believe in taking something away from this lifetime. So I didn't believe in abortions, and please just understand that this was my choice, okay? Whatever you have chosen, I hope that you have chosen from love. No matter what it is that you are doing, we all are doing our best, okay? So please don't think that I am judging anybody out there for the decisions that they made. It was just my decision to not abort my son. And I was a single mom at that time anyway. And being pregnant and experiencing all of that, the beautiful motherly type of stuff. You see, here I go. I quickly changed from I never wanted to have children to I can't wait to get married and have a child or more children with my husband so that I could share this beautiful experience with him as well. Well, I didn't meet my husband until my son was about to turn 7. So I had enough time of, loving my son on my own and then getting married. But I was also in my car accident during the same time frame. So my body wasn't really ready to carry a child anyway, because I was dealing with tons of physical pain. And of course, emotional pain and mental pain, things that I didn't want to admit to. But I still wanted to hurry. I wanted to hurry up with my life, being a woman. And now here I am. I've waited, 7 years to finally meet someone that I loved, and I wanted to start a family. And I also wanted my husband to have an experience of having his own child. Well, we did get pregnant. I forget how soon it was after our marriage. It was probably maybe a year or something like that. But I had a miscarriage. And I've had 3 ever since that time. So I haven't been able to carry a child. And we stopped trying. Really, really trying, on purpose with assistance or whatever it is, and putting stress and pressure on ourselves. I guess we've been married almost 20 years. I guess maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. It's been a long time since, without going to the doctors and figuring out what was wrong. Well, I was actually told that I have back then, and this is something I'd like to go get rechecked now to see if anything has changed. I was diagnosed with having a gene mutation, an MTHFR gene mutation. It's where my body just does not want a child within it. My body pretty much aborts my own child. And that's what it was doing. And so me having my son, who is now living, it makes me realize just how blessed I am to have him, because if that were the case, he shouldn't have even been here to begin with. And so, taking medications and doing all kinds of stuff that I could possibly do to try to get pregnant, but it just got exhausting. You put too much pressure on things, and then, you get tired of the reason why. You forget the reason why you're even beginning the process. So we just, stopped. And then I began to, because I guess all of the stress or whatever was happening to me, I would have a period once or twice every year. And then sometimes those periods would be months long. So it became very exhausting, losing blood for, 1 month, for an entire month to 3 months at a time was very exhausting on myself and draining. And then going for another 3 months or so without a period, again, off and on. And it's been this way ever since, however long it's been. I have come to realize, no matter, it's appreciating. It is, of course, appreciating how life is unfolding for myself. And that is something, it became very hard for me to not beat myself up. And this is hitting me again. What's wrong with me, I'm designed to give life, but I'm unable to do it. You start blaming yourself, hating yourself, thinking you're not good enough because of it all. And because of where we are, through still a birthing portal, it's still considered to be a birthing portal or a high manifestation portal. But things have to take place prior to that manifestation, okay? Before things, spirit, come into matter, changes must occur. Something must be so. It talks about in the Bible about the dry land, which is Egypt. That is the tip of the coccyx, and it also works with the mother's womb. The womb that is dry. It is so dry. It's a drought. It means that nothing is going to grow there. The seeds of life do not grow in a dry land. When Moses was opening the river, it was a sign that the Ida and the Pingala now are dividing. And you actually think, and of course the Egyptians were not allowed to come through. The Egyptians signify all of the things of lust, greed, betrayal, murderous, all of those things that are very low in nature. And the divine elements, Moses, who of course is carrying the word within him, he is already of high quality now. He has already made himself into a greater element. And then the divide, it might seem as if it is a divide between Ida and Pingala. It is. But it has to divide first a little bit there. And this is at its highest refinement, to allow the light of the Ein Sof Or to come forth. So the Alpha must meet the Omega. The Father must unite with the Mother. The crown and the root must come together to create that heaven on earth. The heaven, which is spirit into matter, must come down. And, this is when, the Virgin Mary, she is a virgin because her womb, the waters. Now, Mary is the mother ray, which comes from the Hebrew letter mem, which is waters. The sea, which is in our sexual wombs, our womb of creation, which we all have, both male and female, the womb of creation. It must be refined at its highest element. It must be purified to become the virgin element, which is clean, pure, but it's full of love. This is the heart that is full of love. And this is the opening of the doorway where the divine light is now able to flow back up into the central canal of the spine, up into the crown. Now we take this cycle. The cycle is going to take place, like I have mentioned before. We have, it seems as if my ascension cycle has gone up and down for a total of, I said 8, in this cycle of 4. And then we have to go through the 4 worlds, but we also have to work with the laws of 3 and the laws of 7. 7 chakras, and the 3 Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. But nothing happens without the sexual womb or the mother. The Ma ray is the pure ray of the bottom of the base of the spine. It is the pure ray that brings all life together and brings everything from the lower earth to the higher realms of heaven. And so I'm mentioning this because the womb has to become purified. Now, you might be experiencing, and I know I have been experiencing, kind of that bloat sensation, maybe a little bit of tenderness in the back of the spine, the tingling under the tailbone, and of course the crown and the back of the neck and sensations going on as well. But because I know where I currently am and what has been given to me, I saw the earth. It was a huge mound of on the earth that looked impregnated. And upon the mound were these beautiful white lily flowers. White signifies purity and innocence, or the virgin status. The mother is able to give birth. The mother is impregnated and she is giving birth to Christ light. This is the solar plexus, the sun, that carries the seed. And I know I have been talking so long about all of this, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what we're doing, we're always working our way through this. But because now we are at the point of manifestation. Manifestation is not, I want to be wealthy. I want the love of my life. Manifestation for a divine purpose is bringing spirit into matter. Are we done yet? No. When will we be done? I can't answer that yet. We have to go through our own cycle. The energy helps us. The months help us. The seasons help us. Time helps us. But until we get to our own internal clock, which works through our own blood, the own refinement and cleansing of our own blood, we're not done. And every time that we have these impure thoughts or brokenness of the heart without realizing that brokenness, like I just told you about a past experience, about my sensitivity about not being a mom. I came up with these emotions, and I have to purify these emotions. I have to be okay and understand. I have to most importantly understand why I was never meant to carry another child in this physical world. Yet I have this greater opportunity of creating the greatest birth of my life right here, right now, within this time frame. And that is Christ's light. That is my purpose. That's all of our purpose, is to birth Christ's light within us. And so I just wanted to share this quick video today and to help you really understand this 2/22/2/22, February the 22nd of 22. Did I count that right? Let me double check. I guess I did. It's February the 22nd of 2022. Which, if you count up the 2 for February, the 22nd day of February, and then just the last 2 digits of the year, you get a total of 10. The Alpha and the Omega. The Father and the Son. The beginning and the end. The crown must meet the root for anything to take place. You must create heaven on earth before complete manifestation exists within you. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.